Hey, this is Kemi. I'm in Abuja at the moment, and gosh, okay, yeah. So I thought I would come with a video talking about why I moved to Nigeria. Um, it's weird. I keep getting this question over and over, and I think 1 second. I think that's the inverter. 1 second. So yeah, I keep getting this question over and over. I get a lot of emails about it as well. So I just thought I would, just talk about why I moved to Nigeria. Um, in about 2013, I was living life in the UK. I had a job. I had friends. Um, I had plans, and in next year I'll do this, and 5 years I'll do that. I think I was living a very average, normal, early 20s life, trying to establish your career, trying to sort of get a footing in the world post uni, and really just sort of trying to start life, I guess. And it was then where I kind of sort of came to the conclusion, like, I used to go to a lot of seminars about usually somewhat motivational, but not in a sort of you can do it kind of way, but more in a practical sense of how organization can help your life, how, like, the importance of planning, the importance of saving money, the importance of just sort of active things that you can do to change the course of your life in terms of practical skills. Sorry. And it was weird. All the things I wanted just seemed so far out of my reach. Like, they just seemed like I'd have to be a billionaire to get them. I'd have to get a job that was paying me 100 grand plus to get them. And not like that was unattainable, but it just, for me, it meant that there was like a big difference between, or a big gap between what my lifestyle goals were and what my salary was. So it's odd because I don't think I earned that much more than when I was in the UK, but my lifestyle is completely different. I live much more of an entrepreneurial lifestyle. So now I wanted to go to Abuja for my birthday. Shout out my birthday, I'm 27. So I went, and I I really just wanted something different. I really wanted a life where I can build a legacy, a life where I could have assets, a life where I could own things, and get to a point where I don't have to go to an office every day, or I don't have to sort of not even report to somebody, because I didn't even really have an issue with having a boss. I have a boss now, and when you have a business, you quickly find out that everybody is your boss. Your clients are your boss. Your employees are your boss. Taxman is your boss. So it's not about not being answerable to anybody, but it was just more a case of me really wanting to sort of build a life for myself. And I saw friends that were not that much older than me, but had sort of become well on their way to doing that. I have a big thing about ownership. And for me, having a car on finance isn't ownership. You're renting a car essentially long term. Renting a flat isn't ownership. And not that those things are bad, but it's not what I wanted. I wanted to own things. I wanted to have things, if that makes sense. And maybe that's a little shallow, but I'd rather own a year 2000 Nissan Micra than have a 2015 BMW that I'm paying £250 for every month. That's just the way I am. I feel like when I look at the life my grandfather had, my mother has, she's spent 30 years building that for herself. And as great as that is, I didn't want to spend 30 years building that. I kind of want to enjoy it a little when I'm young enough and don't have dependence, I guess. So for me, I was like, okay, where can I go that I can do this? I considered Europe, I considered Canada, I considered the US. I'm not a big fan of the US, but I considered it because I kind of felt to myself, where can I go that I can build a life where what I'm earning makes sense. What I'm earning means I can afford a house. What I'm earning, or afford a house in a reasonable amount of time. Not that, oh, by 40 or 35 I can have a house. More like that, oh, okay, by 30 I can have a house. Now, does it need to be an amazing house? No, but it's mine, and it's do you know what, does that make sense to you guys? Or does that make sense that I sort of want to have things? And I think the natural progression, not a natural progression, but I'm not surprised I went into farming and I rented land to start with because I didn't have cash, which I'd advise everybody to do, to be honest. Your first year of farming, I would say don't own land. What if you don't like it? What if the business fails? What if you fuck up? What if you decide to completely change what you're doing and the soil analysis of the particular plot you have are rubbish? Do not buy land for your first year of farming. It's your tester. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of your feeler of just sort of trying to figure out what it is you want to do. What if you decided you wanted to farm cassava and really, really liked it? Oh, sorry. You decided you want to farm cassava and then you decide you don't really like it. You'd rather go into tomatoes and, I don't know, your soil acidity is off. And you've bought an acre. Or even if it's a plot, you bought a plot of land that you're going to spend the next, 10 years with fertilizers and trying to, I don't know, do crop rotation and, does that make sense? So anyways, it took me a while to sort of get my footing and decide what it is I wanted to do. But I kind of felt like the UK just wasn't the place that I can do it. And I love it. It's home. I was born there. I went to school there. I was raised there. Most of my friends were there. And it's been a really, really, really painful process of losing friends. Not because anything happened, but just you're not around anymore. And WhatsApp could only do so much. And Skype could only do so much. And people have lives and they meet new people. And you just become lower and lower on the list of things or people that they need to speak to. I mean, what it's really done is harness and sort of core in what I consider to be my core friends. Like, I've got about maybe 5 people that I can say, yes, are like my friends. Because they really try. I hear from them often. When I come to London, I try and make sure that I see them, because they've been really good to me in terms of friendship. But I digress. I really sort of moved to Nigeria to build a life for myself. And if you decide to move back home, and I've met so many other people, like really good friend of mine who moved, well, she's not even moved, she's transitioning to Zambia. And it's the same thing. People want to build things for themselves. They want to have a legacy. They want to have businesses. And it's just so hard in the UK. It's so hard in the West. It's already a developed economy. There's already a system in place. So for all the faults that emerging economies have, and whether that's Africa or Asia or South America, there's this glimmer of hope. It's that pioneering spirit. I always refer to Nigeria as the wild, wild west. Because, things are really, really hard and not really structured, and things like shitty things happen. But there's so many possibilities because it's grassroots. You can really sort of establish yourself and get yourself with a footing. And if you're willing to brave through this time, and this time in Nigeria things are really bad. The exchange rate is just a reflection of the state of the economy at the moment. And I guess I got a lot of friends leaving, considering leaving, using studying as an excuse to leave, which is fine. If you need a break, go do a master's for a year. I mean, one of my friends is going to do a PhD, so that's 4 years, just, bye-bye. But I really feel like there's something to be said for braving it through this. If you can weather through the storms, if you can go through it, then and you've established something, a little bit of a foundation, even if it's hard and gritty, then when things are on the up, you're already out there, you've already laid down the foundation, you have a name for yourself, and people will be chasing after that. Because people will now say, oh, things have picked up, let me now move back, let me now register a business, let me now start looking for land, let me now start doing this, as opposed to, let's say, somebody's looking for you to supply cassava, you've already got your rented plots. You've already got your rented plots, you've already got cassava in the ground, and maybe it's just a case of scaling up. Maybe it's just a case of added capital to invest in your company. I always say to people ask me, how do I get access to funding? The easiest way to get access to funding is to fund it yourself. Even if it's the equivalent of 10,000 naira a month, you have potted plants around your compound. People don't want to invest in something that you haven't invested in. So there's no such thing as too small. There's no such thing as not enough money. I've seen when you go to rural villages and they're fortunate enough to have land, but you see them use 5,000 naira, which is the equivalent of, what, £10? Yeah, £10 to farm. £10 to do stuff and start things, and it's about being more creative. I always say, if you don't have money, you need time and creativity. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's sort of a sneak peek. I always don't like videos being particularly long, but that's sort of a insight into why I moved to Nigeria and why I'm still here. It's not easy. Lord knows it's not easy, but I really just sort of really believe, and I think you have to, if you're going to sort of go somewhere else, I really, 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 really believe that I can make it. And you never know, like, hopefully I'll still be here 5 years from now, filling you in, but you know, I'll have like my house of life, my cars of life, my farm of life, but no, yeah, I'm excited, and guys, have mercy on me. I know the camera quality is shit, but I kind of feel like it's more important to get the information out there, so bear with it, please, 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 please. I'm hoping next year I'll buy like a snazzy camera. I have one now, but it's so much better for, where is it actually? It's so much better for pictures, I think, than for vlogging. I mean, I used to, and is it even on? That's right. Oh yes, this is the camera I actually used to vlog on. If you look at my loads of earlier vlogs, but I can't find the charger. And when I was last in the UK, I tried to find it on Amazon or eBay, and I couldn't. So, and the Sony camera I have, that's the one that's better. The Sony camera is like 1,000 times better for pictures than for video. So does it mean I have to buy another camera? Like, I just feel like we're spending all this money on technology, and what does it really mean? Like, it's just to no end. You just have to end up buying more and buying more and buying more. Nothing lasts anymore. Anyways, I'll be back in Lagos in like a few days, and I'll be going to the farm soon, and I keep saying I'm going to vlog the farm. I'm just a bit skeptical. I'm really protective of my farm. It's like a newborn. I'm like, you know those celebrities that post like their baby's feet and stuff because they don't want to quite show it to the world? That's kind of where I am. Like, I'm like, oh, should I really show you guys? But I feel like it'll just legitimize what I'm saying. Because like, I talk a lot about farming, but it's like, bitch, where's your farm, right? So, yeah, I'm going to show you guys how far, what's up, and me going to the farm at least, so you can see what's going on. And also, I need to get some images for the website that's launching January 1st, baby. So yeah, and it'll just be more of this, but in text, because yeah, I feel like, yeah, you need another avenue, you know, and in which to gain information, and you know, maybe I can get some advertising coins. So yeah, stick with me, guys. I'm so grateful for everybody. And shout out to Ray Talks, who is coming to Nigeria next month. We need to make sure we hook up and at least, see ourselves. So yeah, I'm really excited about sort of things that are coming up, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye.